So, if you have read The Boy That No One Knew, um, this bit of information is for you. I will tell you that my first teaching degree is in what we call special education. I was inspired when I was a young child. I think I was probably in fifth grade, maybe fourth, by seeing these kids with special needs being put in a classroom and never being able to be with any of the kids who didn't have a disability. And so I started giving up my recess and going into their classroom to play with them and talk to them. So that's what inspired me to become a special education teacher. So a brief history of special education. It is very important to know that students have not always had the right to special education. Before 1961, the United States did not publicly educate any children with any disabilities, learning disabilities, physical disabilities, like this little boy who was in a wheelchair, blind, deaf. Now, there were special schools that they were allowed to go to. Because here it says, if a child had a cognitive, which would be like something wrong with their brain, emotional disabilities like severe depression, behavior disorders, deafness, blindness, or even speech therapy, parents had to educate their children at home or pay for private education. Not okay, right? So parents began the process of getting them public education. So it took a long time, but in 1965, this president, Lyndon B. Johnson, decided to start making some laws for equality for kids with special needs. So it wasn't until 1975 that we actually had a law that was put in place. It was called the Education for All Handicapped Children Act, which means that they were going to start giving kids or schools funds, which is money, to help them to create special education programs for children who do not learn in the same way as other children. So just to let you know, they have then changed the name of this law to the Disabilities Education Act because the word handicapped had a very negative connotation to it. So when you think of handicapped, you think of all the things somebody cannot do. So they thought that it would be improved by calling it Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. It is known as the IDEA law. So we still have this today, and it's been around. It keeps getting updated and things like that. But now we have those children that have those different needs, and we sometimes call them special needs, are allowed to be in public schools. We have them all throughout our school as well. And I hope that when you see these children, that you do not get scared, but you reach out and become a friend to them because you never know what their story is.